Thank you everyone for joining us this evening to celebrate a lifetime of achievement for our Superior Court Judge, the Honorable Judge James A. Kaddo. He's not listening to this, okay. Please rise for the American National Anthem sung by Zovig Zafarian, followed by the Lebanese National Anthem sung by Dr. Joanna Nashef.
Will you all join me in the Lebanese national anthem?
Now, as we all know, we are here to celebrate a lifetime worth of achievements of someone who I know has impacted all of our lives, especially mine. He's your friend, your colleague, and my grandfather, the Honorable Judge James A. Kaddo. He's brought dignity to a lifetime of work in law and order and the building of Lebanese-American hubs, such as the one we're in today. This kind of dignity cannot be mentioned without recognizing the key dignitaries who have joined us here tonight. Leila Assaf, representing the Council General of Lebanon, His Excellency Bashir Sarkis, Sheikh Fahad Al-Thani from the Emirate of Qatar, the Honorable Judges of the Los Angeles Superior Court, Mrs. Lourdes Saab, Chief of Protocol, Board of Supervisor, Los Angeles County, Adrienne Nazarian, Councilman of the City of Los Angeles, and Deputy Valerie Fang. Chris Stein, Captain of the Los Angeles Police Department. Reverend Father Albert Constantine, and I would also like to thank the presence of the various Lebanese-American organizations here with us tonight, and most especially the Kaddo family. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the chairperson of our event tonight, Dr. Najwa Shammes.
Thank you, Raquel. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to all of you to the House of Lebanon, your home. Tonight is a very special evening as we are honoring a pillar in our community, a special friend, and someone you look up to for all his achievements, the Honorable Judge James Kaddo. Congratulations, Judge. Judge, I think you can feel in this room the warmth and the love towards you from your family. Congratulations to all of you. From your colleagues, the judges. We are truly honored to have you here with us. From your friends, and all of you, I think you can attest for having an encounter with the judge and having been touched in some way in your life. At this point, I want to especially welcome Carnegie and Monique Manoukian. The Manoukians have been main supporters of the House of Lebanon. Carnegie, your enthusiasm and eagerness to be part of this event were very heartwarming for me. Thank you, Carnegie. Also, I would like to say that we miss Dr. Ray and Dr. Ghada Irani to be with us today. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it. But we send our love to them, and we thank them for all their support for the House of Lebanon. This event could not have been what it is without the hard work of these special ladies. Wafa Hubballah, President of the House of Lebanon. Wafa, you are a true example of hard work, always striving for the better and moving forward in spite of all adversities. Thank you, Wafa. Amira Matar. Amira, your dedication and commitment to whatever you embark to do are just exemplary. I love your attention to details. Thank you for all you do. And Dina Abu Salim. Dina, you are always ready to help, and you do so in your own quiet way. And we thank you for all what you've done. I want also to thank Mr. Yervan Demirjian, the chairman of the board of directors of the House of Lebanon, for his support to this event. Thank you, Yervan. Big thanks to Mr. Eli Kai for so gracefully offering the wine on your table. Thank you, Eddie, for your unassuming and wonderful generosity. Most of all, thank you to each and every one of you who came here tonight with an open heart to show your love, your gratitude, or your appreciation to our most deserving honoree, Judge James Kaddo. We love you, Judge. We love you, Judge. Thank you again. Enjoy your evening, and do feel at home.
Thank you, Dr. Shammes. I would like to now call upon the president of the Lebanese-American Foundation, House of Lebanon, Wafa Hubballah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome home. مساء الخير. أهلا وسهلا بأهل البيت. As we celebrate the 25th anniversary of the House of Lebanon, we are honored to pay tribute to one of its pillars an extraordinary figure whose generosity and dedication have been instrumental in this journey, Judge James Kaddo. 25 years ago, I had the privilege of participating in the very meeting that laid the foundation for the House of Lebanon, a visionary group of Lebanese Americans gathered with a shared dream to create a home away from home, a place filled with the warmth and belonging reminiscent of Lebanon. Through the wisdom of our founders and the unwavering support of donors, members, and volunteers, that dream became a reality, one defined by perseverance, solidarity, and collective achievement. Along the way, we have faced challenges, natural adversities, crises, and obstacles that tested our resilience. Yet, through determination and a shared vision, we overcame each one, proving that our strength lies in our unity. In 2024, as we opened the doors of the House of Lebanon to the wider community, we deepened connections across generations and backgrounds, adding a truly festive spirit to our mission. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate Judge Kaddo, we reflect on the rich history of this institution and his pioneering role in sharing its success. This evening is not just a tribute. It's a chance to relive cherished memories as community leaders and close friends share their stories and honor his boundless generosity and profound impact. We invite you to join us in celebrating a man whose legacy is woven into the fabric of this institution, and in reaffirming our commitment to a future filled with hope, harmony, and continued generosity. A special thank you to Dr. Najwa Shammas and Mrs. Amira Matar for their amazing efforts in organizing this event. Your dedication and hard work have made this evening truly memorable. Another thank you that I'm adding to the thank yous that Dr. Najwa added is also for Charles Marina for all the goodies that you have on your plates. May the House of Lebanon continue to thrive as a beacon of culture, heritage, and togetherness for generations to come. Thank you for being part of this special occasion and for your unwavering support. Welcome to the House of Lebanon, where history is honored and the future is shaped. Thank you.
And thank you, Wafa. We are honored to be here. I would like to call upon the chairman of the board of directors of the Lebanese-American Foundation, House of Lebanon, Edward Demerjian.
Judge Kaddo, Dr. Shammas's, Dr. and Mrs. Ahmar, dear friends, Ray and Ghada Irani could not join us tonight. Some 25 years ago, when the HOL vision, oh my God. Some 25 years ago, when the HOL vision came into existence, Dr. Irani was one of the first ones to lend his support. And I'm sorry he could not join us tonight. And along with him, he dragged as a benefactor his good friend, Bache Manougian, who's represented by his son, Carnegie and Monique tonight. I will be remiss if I do not thank my predecessors, Paul Wakim and Joseph Karaki. They were instrumental in the refurbishing and creation of this beautiful space. Jack Shammas, our former president, is here. Thank you for your service. Mike Ahmar, one of our original founders, asked me to join the board a few years ago, and then asked me to become its chairman. I said, Mike, I really do not have the time. I just had a new baby. His response was, Yervant, we all have kids. Walau? Walau. That's the most dangerous word in the Arabic language. Is Antoine Souma here? Oh, sorry, he's traveling. Okay. I had a joke about him, so I won't say it. Anyway, he's our CFO. He's always asking about more money, so tonight he would have been very happy if he was here. To Wafa Habala, our president, thank you for everything you have done and still continue to do to our little yet noble project. I know it is a thankless task with long hours, but I have to admit, you do a terrific job at it, and we thank you for your service. Amira, I don't know where you are. Thank you for your years of dedication and devotion to our cause and for helping us put this and other events together. Some 40 years ago, I was new to this land, and like every Lebanese, I wanted to establish a company in the US. What for, I had no idea. I asked a friend of mine to introduce me to an attorney to start the paperwork. My friend told me, sure, there is this attorney. His name is James Kaddo. He'll do it for you. I think you should stick with this guy. He's going to high places. I met James in his office on Sunset, and I was ushered in his room. He asked me, what are you here for? I told him, I want to start a company. He said, and what is the purpose of that company? I replied, I don't know. I was just 20 years old. He said in his thick Zghartawi accent, Kif ya ibni, ma bta'arif? What do you mean, son? I don't know. I said, I just want to have a company so that I can save the name, and one day I will use it. He told me, let's put something. How about real estate? Guess what, Judge? Because of you, after 40 years, I am still stuck in real estate. With the same company you incorporated. Yeah, Judge, why didn't you put down AI, biotech, oil business, information technology? Judge, we sincerely thank you for upholding a stellar reputation for our countrymen within the halls of justice, and for your unwavering dedication in serving our adopted homeland with integrity, wisdom, and fairness. Your contributions have not only brought honor to our community, but have also helped introduce us in a positive light to those who may not know us well. Judge, I'm sure that now that you're no longer burdened with a thick docket, you can go kick back and relax in Lebanon, the only Riviera of the Middle East.
Thank you, Edward, Wafa, and Najwa, for all these lovely words thus far. I'm sure there'll be many more to come. In the meantime, I encourage us all to enjoy some dinner and entertainment. We have Ahmed Berjawi on the keyboard and a performer, singer Kausar. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that delicious meal. Let's thank Michelle Shama for catering the dinner tonight. Next, our next speaker is someone I'm very, very close to, someone I hold in high regard. She has Judge Kaddo's gene for ambition, follow-through, and accomplishment. She's the hardest working person I know and hands down the smartest. She's his daughter, my mother, Dr. Muna Darien.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Raquel, but I'm going to make a little correction. While I'm here in House of Lebanon, I'm Dr. Muna Kaddo. It's so lovely to be here with all of you tonight. Such an honor to have such a wonderful evening and that all of you could be here. I know, so many of you have known my father for so many years. You all have tons of stories to tell over the years. And so I thought, well, what could I say that would be different and maybe something you didn't know. So I started thinking, before House of Lebanon was ever really even a thing, my father was working on this exact same situation. This has always been something that was very dear to his heart, and he's always been in service to everyone in the community. So I want to go back to a time when most of you weren't even here in LA. There were just a few people, few students. Some of you are shaking your heads, you know who you are. Back to a time when the world was a very different place, not as connected, not as globally minded, and there were just a few of us here. And my dad was always working to bring this community together. That was something that was always in his heart, and it was something he worked towards all the time. And so I'm going back to the 60s and the 70s when there were... This was a very small community. Back to my home where I was raised, I promise you, was the original House of Lebanon. So back in the day, our home was a place where anyone who came from Lebanon knew our door was open. My father always was very open to anyone, and especially people in need. It was such a very different time where resources were scarce. People maybe just needed a little guidance, or, a lot of people didn't even speak English back then. That was very common. And so everyone knew they could come to our house and they can call on him and ask for anything. And our door was always open to them. My mother was just as bad because every time someone showed up, she was out there cooking like crazy. And let me tell you, no one was going to turn down our dining room table filled with hummus, and tabbouleh, and kibbe at least 3 ways. And so it was a really fun time, but it was interesting to see how all those people from way back then, before so many of you were here, really got a boost up in something that I know was really important to my father, and that was creating a place that was open, comfortable, and really felt like home to a lot of people that were so far away from their own. So I just wanted to say, even though all of you are honoring him tonight for a very well-deserved award, I know he is so proud to be here with all of you because you had the same vision as he and my mom did, that they love their country, they love the people, they know we're a great people with a great culture. We come from a great country, and we're so thrilled that the House of Lebanon is here and standing in the way it is today. May our community continue to thrive, and may we always keep our doors open to each other. Thank you.
Thanks, Mom. I wish I could have been there, but it seems packed, so we're good. Now it's truly my pleasure to introduce someone who was lucky enough to spend most days with Judge Kaddo, his colleague and friend, Superior Court Judge, the Honorable Judge Michael Harwin.
I'm glad that I'm here tonight, but I have mixed feelings. I used to like to be able to go up one floor in the courthouse and to hang out with Judge Kaddo, and now I miss that. However, you should know that we have not replaced and no one has used his parking space since he left. And I thought and I hoped that the day would never come then that he would retire. A month or so ago, when he did retire, the judges in Van Nuys held a luncheon for him, and it was very heartfelt, very sincere, and all of us wanted to honor him. So I'm going to repeat some of the things I said that day. Judge Kaddo was my best friend on the court. Although he's a little bit older than I am his senior in years on the court. However, he looks more like a judge than I ever will. Or anyone else in Van Nuys, for that matter, on the Superior Court. He's also one of the hardest working judges around. He never turned down a case. He volunteers for settlement conferences. He had a very high percentage of settlement successes, and he tried as many trials as anyone. He was extremely, extremely respected by lawyers and by the judges as well. He and I have hung out together socially for years outside of the court, whether it's a fancy steakhouse or trips to the hot dog place with our staff on Victory Boulevard in Reseda. Michelle, you probably remember that. An interesting thing about Judge Kaddo is that whatever anyone needs, he's got a guy. Someone in the business who can get you a good deal. Whether it's car repairs, jewelry, contractors, roofers, tips on sports, or how to get a bet down on the Kentucky Derby. You can always count on him, and I always have. My wife, Lisa, who's here tonight, adores him. Every year, she says to me, Michael, you need some new suits. Please call Judge Kaddo, ask him to take you for new suits. We leave the court at 12 noon during recess, with him driving downtown to the garment district, where he has a guy. He picks out 3 suits for me. We get them measured for alterations, and we're still back at the court at 1:30. He drives. However, we have to do it on certain days, because on every Wednesday, Judge Kaddo has lunch with the same group of guys he's had lunch with for many, many years. They call themselves the loafers. Most judges split up their vacation days throughout the year. Judge Kaddo spends all summer at his home in the mountains in Lebanon. His attachment to the homeland is especially evident by the House of Lebanon here on Wilshire Boulevard, for which he was a principal fundraiser and where the culture is maintained and celebrated. Judge Kaddo, we honor you tonight as not just one of the founding people of the House of Lebanon, but one of the greatest judges in Los Angeles.
Thank you, Judge Harwin. Next, I want to introduce another one of Judge Kaddo's close friends and colleagues, Superior Court Judge, the Honorable Huey Cotton.
I will be brief. But before I get to my brief prepared remarks, I do want to say it hurts not having Jimmy there. He's a friend, a mentor, and man, he's got style. You know, I mean, we were in the midst of a flood. The building's dripping water through the elevators everywhere. And we look up at Jimmy and he's like, I gotta take off my brioni? You know, it was a thing. And there'll never be anyone quite like Jimmy. But let me say, at the tender age of 57, when most of us are winding down and planning retirement, you, Jimmy, were just getting started. You stepped forth and became a standard bearer for justice and fairness. You took the oath and became a judge. For that, this entire room must applaud you. So what did it mean? We have to thank you for improving our justice system every day for 34 years. The dignity and grace that you brought to the office of the Superior Court Judge is unmatched. Jimmy, you made everyone who came before you feel valued, feel heard and seen and respected. You can't do that for 34 years unless you have the heart of a Lebanese lion. Your legacy of hard work, of utmost integrity, and unmatched compassion sets you apart from the average judge. Your amazing intellect and humor, your incredible generosity taught us all that in order to be an outstanding judge, you must first be an outstanding person, and that's who you are. That's why we love you. That's why we respect you. And Jimmy Kaddo, that's why we will forever miss you. I want to close by just thanking you for one thing that transformed my life. Many of you were there when Jimmy eulogized his mother. When I sat in the back, couldn't understand half of what he was saying, but felt it in the other languages. But when I felt this man lift up his mother and revere her and show her the respect of a true son, it taught me how to be a son to my own mother. No man has ever done that for me. Thank you, Jimmy. And now I must do my duty. We have a plaque that I've been deputized to present to you. You can stay seated. On behalf of the Los Angeles Superior Court, indeed, the Superior Court of the State of California. It reads in part, whereas the Honorable James A. Kaddo is retiring after 34 years on the bench, serving both the Los Angeles Municipal Court and the Los Angeles County Superior Court. And whereas James Kaddo, having been appointed a judge by California Governor George Deukmejian in 1990, has served the people of the County of Los Angeles with dedication and commitment, presiding over thousands of cases, including complex cases such as asbestos and construction defect, medical malpractice. These are not cases that go to any judge. They go to the judge. And whereas Judge Kaddo provided leadership and guidance while serving on Los Angeles Superior Court committees, including as chair of the Temporary Judge Committee and as members of the Legislation Committee, the Access and Fairness Committee, the Alternate Dispute Resolution Committee. Most of us can't even get on a committee. And the Media Committee. And whereas Judge Kaddo's achievements have been recognized nationally and internationally with honors such as the highest award of the government of Lebanon, bestowed upon him by both President Emile Lahoud and separately by President Michel Sleiman, and the prestigious Ellis Island Medal of Honor Award bestowed upon citizens who maintained their identities while becoming integral parts of the American way of life. And Jimmy, whereas your humor, your generosity, your impeccable style has enriched the lives of your colleagues for decades and made you a role model for family, for lawyers, and for the American Lebanese community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the judicial officers of the Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, are proud to extend to Judge James A. Kaddo their appreciation and sincere wishes for this occasion of your, quote, retirement. Congratulations. And we'll just leave this up here.
Thank you, Judge Cotton. It's just really nice to see how well respected, how much everybody loves you. I know personally, but this is very touching. I'd like to call upon Dr. Hanna Shames to offer some words. And oh, hello.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
My God, it's so difficult to follow three eloquent speakers. Maybe I should have gone to law school instead of going to medicine. Amazing. Good evening, everyone. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you all to this amazing gala honoring Judge Kaddo. Judge, look around you. You are surrounded by family, colleagues, and friends coming from near and far, all here for one reason. They all want to join the House of Lebanon in celebrating your lifetime achievements. We are all very proud of you. Congratulations on this Lifetime Achievement Award. You deserve it. A judge has been my friend for as long as I remember. Let me tell you a story. I recall one Saturday morning in our early Los Angeles years, that was the mid-70s, Najwa and I were playing tennis in Griffith Park. Then suddenly, we hear a Lebanese voice from 2 courts away. Din Rabbik, which means, oh my God, in Lebanese with the typical Zgharta accent. Yervan, your story reminds me of that too. Najwa turned to me and said, Jimmy is here. We got together after the game for a cup of coffee, and that encounter started a beautiful tennis friendship and way beyond. You all know Judge Kaddo as a successful attorney and the first Lebanese-born Superior Court judge. Let me tell you, there is a lot more to this man that you might or might not know. First of all, he kept deep roots in our beloved Lebanon, native Lebanon. He was a special advisor to President Frangieh and especially to President Mawad. And as the judge said, he was the recipient of the highly distinguished Caesar Medal from President Lahoud. Of course, if you know Judge Kaddo, you will also know that he spends all his summer vacations in Eden, one of the most beautiful summer resorts in northern Lebanon. One side story. My mother also spent her summers in Eden, and every summer, no matter what, Judge goes to by my mom's house, gives her a kiss, telling her, this is from Hannah. And my mom will beam with happiness. That's the kind of person Judge Kaddo is. We love you, Judge. Judge lived in almost his entire life in Los Angeles and has been involved in many American Lebanese activities, some of which, as his daughter said, go back to the 60s and the 70s, and I remember. He was part, some of them you even don't know about. He was part of the Cousins Club with the famous Casey Kasem and Don Bustani, the creators of American Top 40. He was there when Danny Thomas established the American Lebanese Syrian Association Charities, known as ALSAC, the main nonprofit organization for St. Jude Children's Hospital and Charities. He was on the advisory board and a major supporter of the Arab American Almanac, the most comprehensive source about US citizens who hail from the Middle East. Here are some additional achievements that I can recall. He was the president of the World Lebanese Cultural Union, the president and founder of the Arab American Lawyers Association, the president of the William Neyman Republican Club, and president and board member of the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee in Los Angeles. I'm sure I must have missed a few along the way, Jimmy. He currently supports all active American Lebanese nonprofit organizations. Many members of these organizations are here tonight, and we welcome them to the House of Lebanon. Most importantly, Judge Kaddo is the most genuine and caring person you can ever meet. So many friends have sought his advice and his assistance, and he always obliged. Judge, your joining the House of Lebanon from our early days gave substance and value to our nonprofit association. You have been our goodwill ambassador within the community. You have served the House of Lebanon as a chairman of the board of directors, and you are still serving the House of Lebanon as a foundation trustee. You were there when we had our first gala with our Lebanese singer Sabah. You were there when we established the board of trustees with Dr. Irani to preserve and safeguard the cultural mission of this association that is so dear to our hearts. You were there every time we met with our generous donors, Dr. Irani and Mr. Vachi Manoukian, without whose support we wouldn't have been able to purchase that beautiful building and establishing the first American Lebanese Cultural Center. Here, I want to thank Dr. Irani, who could not make it tonight, but I think the families here, Mr. Karnik Manoukian and her families, for joining us this evening, and I thank you for your continued support. Tonight, the House of Lebanon is very proud to honor Judge Kaddo and celebrate his lifetime achievement. Judge, would you kindly join me on the podium, please?
Good evening. I wasn't expecting to speak, but I could say a few words that would last us another hour. Because like everyone here, loves Jimmy Kaddo, his family, and what he's done, and what he's accomplished. And I'll only say one thing. Whether you're a newly arrived Lebanese or an old settled Lebanese, you call him, he answers. And not only what do you want, but when, and he would deliver immediately. Very rarely, you can call someone in the bench while he's at court and take your call. So thank you, Jimmy, for your friendship. To not myself only and my husband, Abdou Sab, who is here in spirit. He passed away in 2015. And you didn't mention all the things that he did with Abdou, but it was basically trying to save Lebanon. And I think we still have some work to do. All of you need to talk to your congressmen and senators, doesn't matter what party you're in, but Lebanon needs your help still. So I don't want to take more time, but Jimmy, I work with the County of LA and has 5 members board of supervisors. I'm a little moved. And I was very happy that they were able to recognize your achievements. I know it's 5 members of the board, but Supervisor Holly Mitchell represents where the House of Lebanon is. And I wanted to make sure that she knew that this beautiful place that she didn't know about, but now the staff knows. So may I just present it to you on their behalf.
Okay, Lord, just let me thank you and thank the Board of Supervisors for this honor on my behalf. Thank you.
Next, I'm calling on Mr. our friend and previous board member, Mr. Faris Wahbi, who's going to present him with the certificate of resolution on behalf of Mr. Adrin Nazarian, councilman of the city of Los Angeles. Faris? Whoa.
What can I say that hasn't been said? I was one of those young people that went to your home and made signs to get Syria out of Lebanon. So on behalf of Adrin Nazarian, who just had a death in his family, and that's why he's not here, I'd like to present this beautiful award to my mentor, my friend. I love him dearly, and I'm grateful he has been in my life for 40-some years. And I'm going to read what Adrin asked me to read what was written on it, so I'm going to read it right now. It says, the City of Los Angeles congratulates the Honorable Judge James Kaddo on receiving the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. Judge Kaddo has been a trailblazer and a vital figure in the Lebanese-American community. He has played a significant role in the House of Lebanon and other nonprofit organizations. His remarkable journey from Zgharta, Lebanon, to becoming the first Lebanese-born American judge on the California bench is a testament to his dedication, vision, and leadership. Judge, you are indeed an angel in the city of angels. We love you, Judge.
I would like first to call to the podium our fellow trustee, Dr. Mike Ahmar. Mike. And I am proud also to call the two new trustees, Dr. Paul Wakim and Mr. Joe Karaki. Would you please join us? I will also call on our Board of Director Chairman, Mr. Yervan Demirjan, and our President, Ms. Wafa Hubballah, to join us, please. And finally, I will also call on the board members who are here tonight to join us alphabetically. Dr. Imad Ammar. Where are you, Imad? Okay. Dr. Jason Butros. Mr. Talat Kaptan. Ms. Crystal Haddad. Dr. Joe Jabr. Ms. Amira Matar. And Dr. Bassam Omari.
Yes, sir.
It says the House of Lebanon Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Judge James Kaddo, 2025, Lebanese-American Foundation, Inc. Mabruk. Now is the time we invite Judge Kaddo to give us his acceptance speech. Am I right, Jim?
Everybody comfortable? I'm not. So happy to see all of you and to thank you for honoring me with your presence. What has been said about me by my daughter, by my friends, by members of the City Council, by members of the Board of Supervisors, unfortunately is all true. But it was truly by accident. I never planned those things that you heard about me, but that's the way I was. And it gave me joy. It extended my life, gave me a meaning in life, and it gave me pleasure to see how those that I have helped have proceeded in life. For 34 years, I've had the honor to serve the citizens of Los Angeles as a Superior Court judge. I'm also proud, as you have heard, to have represented the Lebanese-American community in that capacity. My proudest accomplishment, however, was this very building. All of you who are here tonight, and many who are not, have helped me make this dream a reality. But first and foremost, my gratitude and the gratitude of the members of the House of Lebanon goes to Dr. Ray and Ghada Irani and to Bob Minukian for their love, loyalty, dedication, and generosity. Without such generosity, you would not be sitting here listening to to all of us tonight talk about me. Unfortunately, Dr. Irani and Mrs. Irani cannot be here tonight. And nonetheless, me, the Board of Directors, and the Board of Trustees are immensely grateful to them, first of all, for being Lebanese, secondly, for caring about us, and more importantly, for wanting to have a community center for all of us that we can enjoy. I apologize for the discomfort that this room has caused you. The chairs have been added, the tables have been added. To tell you the truth, I didn't know I was that good. I have to say that along my way as a judicial officer, I was fortunate to have been helped by my colleagues, judges and staff alike. Some are here tonight, others are not. Nonetheless, I would like, since this is a celebration of my lifetime achievement, I'm grateful to the judges and the staff that helped me along the way in my position as a judge. But first of all, I want to thank my family. My wife, who cannot be here tonight, my daughter Mona, who said such things about me that I asked her to lie, but she really didn't, which is very, very likely of her, because she never followed what I wanted her to do anyway. The one thing that she did follow is, along with bring me George and Raquel, my grandchildren, she followed my advice and got a PhD. And now she is a doctor. And so when I attended her graduation, said, Mona, I'm very proud of you, Daddy. I have a question. And she said, what is it? I'm a PhD now, I can answer anything. And I said, Mona, do I have to call you doctor now? She said, of course, I worked hard for it. I said, well, that's very fair. I'm going to come home with my robe, and you're going to address me as Your Honor. After that, we signed a truce with a few witnesses for veracity. However, all of you here tonight are part of my life, and that's why I'm mentioning you in this award of my lifetime achievement. At the same time, you were part of my life, but my family, those who are here and not here, have always been and now remain my life. My daughters, Emily, she's here tonight. Muna, you heard her disobey my advice to lie about me. My daughter Nadia, who is also not here, and my daughter Rima. They are truly my life. I want to thank the committee that put this gathering together for us. I want to thank the board of directors of the American Lebanese Foundation, House of Lebanon, the board of trustees, of which I'm a member. I have a group of friends who have a luncheon every Wednesday from 11:30 to 1:30 in the afternoon. And that luncheon, all we do is make fun of each other. And there's also a protocol that you must drink arak. Arak is the Lebanese national drink. And kibinewi is the sushi version of Lebanese. It's raw meat mixed with. And so those members of that group called the loafers, and all of them are giants, none of them are loafers, are here tonight. And I want to thank them for coming and honoring me with their presence. I want to thank our new councilman, Edwin Nazarian, Ferris and I worked to get him a councilman to represent you, the Lebanese community, and we are fortunate that he has succeeded, and I want to congratulate him. Also, I want to thank Saab for bringing me the greetings from the Board of Supervisors. I have some very special people I should recognize. Dr. Joseph Jabra, former president of the Lebanese-American University. He brought the Lebanese education system to higher elevations than it has ever been. Also, Dr. Nancy Jabra, who is now, Nancy is now a professor emeritus at Loyola University. I want to thank my grandkids, especially this one. She is both a pleasure and a pain. But she has the key to my heart. She has competition, however. Her brother George, who is not here, is equally ambiguous. But he's a most wonderful grandson. I love him beyond being able to explain. But I have some family in Lebanon. I have two other grandsons and one daughter. Antoine, who's the oldest of the grandchildren. Jimmy, who's named after his grandfather. I don't know whether he's going to follow in my footsteps. He loves in climbing mountains. He came and studied in America. When he ran out of mountains in America, he went back to Lebanon, and that's where he's living now. And my youngest grandchild, whom I call a miracle child, because she was infected with a terrible disease, which she survived with the help of Danny Thomas St. Jude's Hospital, and they're all living in Lebanon, and my life is not complete without them, so I go and visit them every summer. And now that I am on retirement, I won't be restricted to 45 days. It may be 45 years. If Dr. Ayub and Dr. Fadhali keep me alive. I also want to acknowledge and thank my cousin, Alex Paulus, who's here tonight. Alex and I are getting used to each other because he's not in my age range. His father was my first cousin, and I like to think we raised Alex together, and now my cousin Freddie has passed away. I inherited Alex, and it's a pleasure to have him around. There's a gentleman by the name of Ken Anderson, who's been a right-hand man. He has some of his friends with him. Ken, I want to acknowledge what a pleasure it is to work with you for the sake of the one person or the other person about whom we care. And Ken is a phenomenon. He's both a lawyer and a CPA. And it's such a pleasure working with you, Ken, for the purpose of those people that we love and cherish. And I want to thank you for the job you are doing and have been doing. I know it's been an up and down trip and endeavor, but I admire your tenacity, I admire your knowledge and your efficiency. Please don't stop. Thank you for bringing your co-workers with you. We appreciate your presence. Part of being Lebanese-American is really the essence of my life. And I take such pride because in this audience, I have a pure example, a palpable, a touching example of what it is to be Lebanese and to be American. Among you, I have outstanding individuals such as Dr. Shamas, who introduced me. Among you, you have Dr. Ayub, you have Dr. Figali. Among you, you have Faris Wahbi, who came here. Can I tell them how you came? Illegally. You know, and he has. I mean, the individuals that I'm naming are just a few, but all of you are successful in your chosen profession. And there are others that I'm not naming because I'm getting sentimental. And when I get sentimental, I start crying. And you don't want to see a 90-year-old man cry. So I'll spare you that. But in this audience are pure examples, loyal examples, and real examples of what it is to accomplish the American dream. Thank you for coming. I'm going to thank my family for putting up with me. I should thank the lovely voice and the beautiful Zovig and Joanna Medawar, who presented the Lebanese and the American national anthem. Is Albert, I didn't see Father Constantine. Is Albert here? Father Constantine?
No, he's not. He's not
No.
here.
I'm sorry, I wanted to acknowledge Albert Constantine, who was my priest in the Roman Catholic Church on San Vicente. I want to thank Eli Kai for his generosity. From my hometown of Zgharta, where is Canaan? I didn't think he was here. Hello, Canaan. Is that him? Last time I checked, he was in the phone. But his son and his wife are here. He's another example of what Lebanese can accomplish if they're left alone. And there's another guy sitting out there who thinks I'm going to forget him. But he owes a lot to me, and I owe a lot to him. Richard, you know it's you I'm talking about. Angel. Dennis Zain. Dennis Zain, the first Lebanese-American to be elected to the city council. It took a long time for the American community to have genuine Lebanese on the city council. And Dennis Zain is known in the Lebanese community as he has enriched the English language with one word. He has enriched the English language. Faris Wahbi. What's that word? Dennis, everybody remembers you for that word. I also want to welcome Captain of the Los Angeles Police Department, just to keep everybody in line. His son, Chris Zain. Where are you, Chris? Thank you for surprising me. You're a real surprise. Chris also has followed in his father's footsteps and outdid him. And he did it the smart way. He didn't have to ride a motorcycle. Am I right, Chris? All right. All of you are precious. All of you are terribly and truly important to me. If I have exceeded the time allowed, my granddaughter will be upset with me, and that's the last thing in the world. I have some guests from the country of Qatar that are with us tonight. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for honoring me. There's one other friend that used to be with me in working for the County of Los Angeles. He had higher ambitions. He then became employed by the state of California. And then he did something more spectacular. He married Lillian Irani, the daughter of Dr. Irani. That's George Mueller. George was kind of my protecting my back when he was a law enforcement in the County of Los Angeles. I want to say just a few words about those judges who are here tonight honoring me, who have served with me on the Superior Court. My supervising judge, Virginia Keeney. Judge Keeney, you're here. Thank you for your kindness, understanding, and most of all, Judge Keeney, your tolerance of me. Judge Huey Cotton, whom you've heard talk to you, told you some things about me, was also my confidant. Whenever I had a problem, I'd go to him, and thank you for your sage advice, but getting me to crash into that car was not a good advice. So he says, if you don't like him, run into him. Paul Bachigulupo, also former judge of the Superior Court, he retired a couple of months before me. Paul was really my guideline in the tortuous and painful. I didn't know. Now I know why I didn't want to retire. Because the process, they take your money and they keep it for years, and then when you try to get it back, they want your marriage certificate. I got married in 1959. I've been with the same one. I don't even know if the church still exists, but they insist on it. Thank you, Paul, for all your help. Michael Harmon. Michael, you're not just a friend. You're a brother. Thank you for your kindness and for working with me. Richard Walmark, where are you? Richard Walmark, for those of you who speak Chinese, is a raconteur par excellence. Raconteur par excellence, Richard, in Yiddish, means you're a great pal, and you're a good buddy, and you're a good man. I love you. Thank you for being my friend. Valerie Salkin, always with a smile, always with a positive attitude. I loved being in meetings with Valerie because she always exploded and brought joy. And you wonder how she does it, but that's her nature. I purposely skipped one person who was the most help to me and who put up with me for about 25 years, and that's Michelle Kniprath. Michelle and her husband, Professor Kniprath, teaches constitutional law, is it, doctor? Yes, constitutional law at Southwestern University. I've had some of your students as lawyers before me, and I checked you out. But I want to admit that Michelle was very protective. But they thought you were too rough. And I told them that it is the German nature. The worst thing you could do is don't get a German mad at you, they'll start the World War. But Professor Kniprath was not that kind. Thank you for coming tonight. You're not going to hear a closing argument. You're not going to hear an opening statement. And I'm happy neither am I. So thank you all for coming. All of you are near and dear to my heart. All of you have been my friends. I'm truly honored by your presence. It's once in a lifetime, folks. Good night.
while we have him up there, it was my grandfather's birthday just last week, so we have a big cake that the House of Lebanon is honoring him with. If we could all sing.
He doesn't know what's going on.
I know, but we just want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Hardcam. Happy birthday to you.
My children got me 6 years more than I am in 6 days. I'm sorry. This is the 6th birthday celebration. It started on February 2nd and hasn't stopped since. And my children and those who love me caused me to age 6 years and 6 days. So you see a man is still on his feet longer than his years.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming tonight. That's going to be the end of our event.
نسيت النوم وأحلامه نسيت ليالي وأيامه نسيت النوم وأحلامه نسيت ليالي وأيامه بعيد عنك حياتي عذاب ما تبعدنيش بعيد عنك بعيد عنك حياتي عذاب ما تبعدنيش بعيد عنك